hiphopandwrestling.com. My name is the VSOP.
Stephen Gold, beautiful people, what's good?
Wake County's finest, Madison Jay. How's everybody doing out there?
All right, we are back. I got the men's bracket up right here. An amazing tournament with a lot of great talent so far. But we came down to 4 faces with their own story leading up to wanting to get this one opportunity to wrestle for their respective title at SummerSlam. So we got Orton, 14-time champion. We got Jey Uso, 1-time champion, trying to climb back to get to his arch nemesis, Gunther. Got Cody Rhodes, former champion as well, with a year-long, respectable, great run with lots of defenses, no injuries. Shout out to him. But all good guys going against each other. So I guess I want to start at the top left with Sami Zayn, the one who has not won a world championship, who's been on a quest to finally get there and get that opportunity, who also has Karrion Kross in his ear, or wondering why Karrion Kross keeps getting in his ear. And I was wondering, maybe, as me and Nick talked about this, maybe Sami Zayn might be slowly but surely taking a walk to the dark side of the Force. Which might be the compelling reason that will get him in the finals against his friend Jey Uso. But
remember, I called it a minute ago, or whatever. I was like, I think he was like, but it was going to take something significant to happen. You know what I'm saying? But they've been doing that, like with Karrion, talking to him every week. You know, like getting in his head. So far I can see it happen.
Yeah, so far with Karrion Kross getting into people's heads, he's like. He's at least he's did it successfully one time with the New Day, or with Xavier Woods at least. AJ Styles, it didn't work out, but now he's in Sammy's. Now he's trying to get in Sammy's head, calling him a loser, telling him that he's going to lose to Randy Orton. And Sami Zayn said, as soon as I get done with the King of the Ring, I'm coming after you. But it has to have some type of. They got to be aiming for something. I just don't know what that something is. But if we're going to throw some type of, swerve into this, because again, we got nothing but good guys who respect each other, or so we think so. At least we know that three of them respect each other. That being Orton, Uso, and Rhodes. I don't know where Sami Zayn stands with Randy Orton per se, but what if Sami Zayn wins in an underhanded way? I don't know if he's going to win clean. But I guess the question for both of you, just staying on the left side of the bracket, between Sami Zayn and Randy Orton, who do you think is going to win? Start with Gold first.
Damn, this is tough. Because I'm looking at both sides, and it's like the shit would be cool if it was Sami versus Jay, and it'll also be cool if it was Orton versus Rhodes. Like,
yeah.
I think it's gonna swing that way though. Like that's going to be the matchup, man. But if I had to guess, if I had to pick, man, I'm gonna go with Randy.
So you're gonna go with Randy, all right?
On the left side.
On the left side. Okay. Madison Jay, Sami Zayn, or RKO?
So I think because these are the two. Obviously, I mean, there's 2 ways it'll go, but. Okay, so you got Orton, mind you. Orton said, "Dog, I'm willing to do whatever, to get that. You know what I mean? To get back to where I need to be." He told, "Hey, Cody, I love you like a brother, bro. I love you like a brother, man. Hey, I'll snake you out for this goddamn belt. You know, I got to get back to the top of the mountain." He basically told him that. You know what I'm saying? So as a little kind of clue, I'm like, okay, Sami, mind you, you know, you got Double K in your ear. He's alluding to certain things like, yeah, you're a loser, this, that, and the third. And mind you, Sammy's like, nah, I'm not, you know, and that, you know, it's crazy because sometimes even in the real world that gets to you like, yo, people, man, you can't get to the, you know what I mean? You can't do X, Y, and Z, or man, you know, you're mid-level and this, that, and the third. People be whooping your ass and all that. And it's like, you know, eventually it kind of gets to you like, nah, man, I am what I think I am. So again, kind of the same thing with Orton. He's like, yo, I'm willing to do whatever. So out of probably on this side with Sammy and Randy, somebody's going heel. Whether it's like shenanigans, carrying, helping Orton, Sammy, or something of that nature. But somebody's going heel. We're not just gonna get straight for baby faces. Hey man, I respect you, whatever, because it's already been drawn out that somebody's willing to do whatever for it. It's just a matter of I'm like, ugh. Mind you, Orton just had a title shot with John Cena. So I'm like, nah, I don't think he's going to do it. So I think that it could lead to Sammy just off the strength of, hey, he's the guy out of this four who hasn't ever had a world title. So it kind of, mind you, a guaranteed match, but then also you got to look at the bigger thing and like, okay, well, Sammy would obviously go up against, because Goldberg is not going to win that title. I pray that this man. So that was set up for another.
Sorry.
Hell no.
No, sir.
Bill Goldberg, man.
So that could lead to another Gunther and Sammy. Mind you, we already went through that last year, right?
The year before. Philadelphia. Philadelphia.
Yeah. For the IC.
Yep.
Oh, yes, flying.
IC. So mind you, it's kind of it's a different ball game now with the world title. So again, I think you got that carrying cross element, still the devil's advocate on the shoulder, pushing Sammy to, kind of take whatever route is necessary in order to get to the a title shot or get to the title. But yeah, I definitely say like Sammy's going to win just off the strength of, again, Randy just had a title shot. On the other side of the bracket, it's kind of crazy because it's like, damn, Jimmy just lost the title. So it's like, huh? Excuse me. One thing that I think could be intriguing, though, is just having that Orton Rhodes matchup, just because that's a matchup that I think we have to get at some point.
Yeah.
We have to, that whole legacy backstory. You got to pull the trigger on that feud at some point. And I think it's sooner than later. But then also you got Sammy and Jay, homies, all that good stuff, that could play. So I will say this, WWE, salute to them, because it's like they could go a little bit of anywhere, honestly.
Yeah.
And shout out to them, because I love when we think that we know, but then it's like, well, who knows? That's the type of wrestling that I like, when it's like it seems obvious, but then it's like, nah, it's not obvious, because they've got so many different ways to go.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Like at first, when I was looking at the bracket, and I believe I picked Cody Rhodes, and Gold, you did as well, right? Were you
someone wanted the whole thing?
Yeah, you were Jade and Cody last week, right?
I said,
because we didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so.
Because we didn't know that Jey Uso was in it when we recorded last week.
Yes, sir.
But with Jay being inserted into the mix, this is where the safe bet really ain't so safe now at this point. Now it's become
out the window.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's like, all right, thank you, WWE, for having me sitting here trying to piece this puzzle together and think of a million ways that this can happen. But in terms of a victory that could tie to a storyline that would happen afterwards, that would continue on television or whatever, how far is Sami Zayn willing to go to get this title opportunity? Right? To the point where he might do something dastardly or underhanded to get that victory to his best friend, Jey Uso, if they were both in the finals. I don't know. Randy Orton is a little bit different, because at any given moment, he's turned and turned and turned and turned and turned and turned. So I've been waiting for that RKO on Cody Rhodes to come out of nowhere. I've been waiting on it. I thought it was going to come last year, before Kevin Owens even did his turn. So Randy Orton going back to a heel one more time, two more times, three more times, I'm okay with it. How bad does he want it? How far is he willing to go to get this? Because this is a shot. This ain't for the title. This is just for the shot. So
right,
I'm thinking Zayn. Yeah, I think Zayn's going to I already picked Zayn to win the King of the Ring, but I'm going to say Zayn's he's going to sneak and get that win on Orton, and then Orton's just going to be frustrated and go from there. So you're picking Orton Gold, and Madison Jay. Remind me of your pick.
I'm a pick Sammy.
I'm gonna pick Sammy. So we got 2 Sammys, 1 Orton to get into the finals. We'll talk about the finals once we get to that point. So
right.
All right. We'll do a what if in both scenarios in this case. So now we got Cody versus Uso, who are also, they ain't best friends, but they respect each other. Cody's the one who co-signed for Jay when he came to Raw to get the locker room heat off of him, right? They even tag teamed a little bit. They teamed in Money in the Bank against Logan Paul and John Cena.
Right.
Uso wants to get his title back. Rhodes wants to get his title back, but technically, he's already pinned John Cena. He pinned him at Money in the Bank. So he should already get a title shot.
Yeah.
Why go through a grueling tournament? I already pinned the champ. So I think Uso, the crowd's going to be really behind to see him get back against that dastardly, arrogant, undeniable champ, Gunther. I think we want to see them run it back one more time.
One more time. So on the right side of the bracket, I originally picked Cody Rhodes to get into the finals and to win it at the time. But now I am picking Jey Uso to get into the finals for a Raw feud on a quest to get to Gunther, because Cody Rhodes is already he's already pinned John Cena, and Randy Orton can just call his shot whenever he wants to. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll start with Gold, right side of the bracket. Who you picking to go into the finals?
I'm going with Jay too.
You're going with
before he, like I said, before we knew he was gonna be in the jam, I was Cody, but I side with what you said too. It just makes sense. We want to see that one last fight between him and Gunther. Just to say, yo, I really can beat this motherfucker. Like it wasn't no hoax. It's gonna be a good ass match, man, and he gonna get that second reign, man.
All right. Madison Jay, who are you picking on the right side to go into the King of the Ring finals?
Going Cody.
Going with Cody.
I'm going Cody because I think basically, and it's crazy, and because it's like each matchup, it has layers. It's got a backstory to it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be Sammy Cody, Sammy Jay, Randy Cody, Randy Jay. There's some type of backstory there to push those matchups. But I don't think WWE will do same brand winner. I think it's, just for one, the quote unquote brand supremacy. It helps the narrative to have one brand winner versus another brand winner as opposed to the same brand, because basically then it gives the other brand the right to talk shit. Like, man, you don't even got your brand didn't even, get somebody to the finals.
Great
you know
point.
what I mean? Or, so that's why I'm like, even again on the women's side, it's gonna be, SmackDown, Raw. But I think, mind you, for Sammy, I think he just has more incentive because Jay, mind you, he just lost the belt. Sammy, he's the guy out of all 4 of these guys who does not have a world title reign under his belt, no pun intended. So it's like, to me, it pushes him and his character to be like, nah, I need that belt. I need it through all means necessary. Randy, you're third in line in terms of title reigns. So it's like you're good. I can see him at some point via a number 1 contendership later on in the year. I think that'll happen. But also I think you're gonna have to at some point pull the trigger with a Cody and Randy feud. And I think it's going to be in terms of Randy turning heel. Like, I definitely see Sammy or Randy at some point. One of them is going to turn heel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I would love to see a Randy heel turn, just because it's like you were saying, VSOP. It's not going to affect him per se, but also it's going to, because I don't think Randy's been heel since he's been back, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of his last injury and post-COVID. Mind you, him and Cope having that matchup. Has he been heel?
I think. Well, I thought he was a heel right before he started teaming with. Why am I drawing a blank on my boy? No shoes.
Riddle?
No shoes. Matt Riddle. Yeah.
Yeah, Riddle.
RK Bro. So before that, I believe he was still somewhat of a heel, and I think Matt Riddle is what made him turn to face, and then he's been face ever since.
I did not like that guy either.
Matt Riddle?
Yeah, I did not like Matt Riddle, bro. I did not like Matt Riddle. And I'm not trying to jump off top. He's somebody I'm like, bro, and no pun intended. I'm like, this dude is straight smoke and mirrors, talented dude. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, bro, you know what I mean? He is talented, but it's like it was something about him. I'm like, I do not like this guy, man. And for one, I've never been a fan of, except with certain characters, guys not wearing shoes or boots. I don't know what it is. It's certain little like dudes wearing pants and drawers, like tights. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm kind of a stickler on that. It's like, but at the same time, going back, but it's been a minute since Randy has been a heel, though.
Yeah.
It has been a minute.
2 years.
And I just think it's over. Yeah, I think it's kind of because he's just so great at what he does. And this iteration of Randy, I'm like, yeah, he's got a chip on his shoulder. Like, dude, I need some gold. Not no damn tag team gold. Like, I need some gold around my waist, and I need that big belt. You know what I mean? I'm really one of those guys. My legacy is, it's stained, it's cemented, but just in terms of this iteration of Randy, I think at some point, especially again, that Randy and Cody feud, so much money on the table. They don't even need a title.
Right.
They don't.
You know what I mean? They don't even need a title. But again, I just think it for Sammy, just kind of, I could see him, mind you, the small seed being Randy, like, damn, well, hold on, man. Is Sammy going heel? And then with Cody, because I think Cody could be the winner out of him and Jay. I think I'm going to go Cody because I'm like, Jay, he can, a number one contendership or something like that. I could see him winning, but I think Sammy going full heel, it makes sense to go. Technically, I mean, he wouldn't, whether it was Jay or Cody, he's good because they're so, they're so high up on the pecking order in terms of the good guys. You got the super face of the company, and then you got the hottest face in the company with Jay. Like, either one of those men are going to get you some heat with your potential heel turn. So I got Sammy and Cody just being the two finalists.
Sammy and Cody. Yeah, I'm not mad at that because if Sammy was to turn heel on a Cody, now we got a story with Sammy saying, "Hey, I had to do what I had to do to beat Cody, but Jay, we still cool." And Jay's right. So then we got that battle of morals and ethics and whatnot until Sammy says, "You know what? I'm gonna beat Jay's ass too." Because and then
right.
So maybe that. Since you mentioned the dynamic of another brand versus another brand, that makes sense to me. So you're saying Sammy Cody. I picked
Sammy. Yeah, I'm saying Sammy Cody,
and I said Sammy Jay. And Gold, who did you pick on the right side?
I said Randy and Jay.
You said Randy and Jay. Okay, Randy.
That would be a dope matchup too.
Yeah, and if Randy's going to turn heel, if he's going to turn heel, why not RKO or punt the hottest babyface? Okay.
Question: How long is Kevin? How long is Kevin out?
Shit!
If he had neck
surgery.
Yeah, neck surgery. It's going to be at least a year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
At least a year. So
okay.
So we think about maybe by next WrestleMania he'll be back. Maybe he'll be a surprise entrant at the Rumble, depending on how his rehab goes.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's the way I see it. All right. So for the women, who's going to win it all?
Men or
well, for the women, we said Jade. We all said Jade, right?
Jay, okay,
All right?
okay.
So for the men, regardless of our predicaments, I said Sammy Uso. I think Sammy will win. I think Gold said Randy
Jay.
So who will win between Randy and Jay? Gold.
I'm gonna go with Jay, man.
All right, so you're saying Jay's going to win it all. I'm saying Sammy's going to win it all. All right, so now, Madison Jay, you said Sammy versus Cody.
Yeah, Sammy Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Cody. Sammy getting the King of the Ring.
All right. So there we go. We got two Sammy. Got two Sammys and one
also,
Jay.
And because I think Cody, him winning is just like, it's kind of cheesy. Like, God damn, bro. Like, you just,
Yeah, exactly.
I think Cody and Jay, it just is, I think it'll be kind of cheesy for them to win.
Mm-hmm.
So on the left side, those guys have more intrigue between Randy and Sammy to win. It creates, more, because especially the internet community is gonna fucking go in. They're gonna have a field day of one of those if Jay or Cody wins.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, mind you, WWE cares, but they don't care about what the internet community says. But I just think in terms of storyline wise, Sammy winning has more life. Sammy or Randy, but I still think Sammy has more life in terms of future wise.
Yeah. And they got to be careful with Cody, because to have a baby face like him and the crowd not turn on him yet, you got to mix the booze at WrestleMania, but that was WrestleMania. Since he came back, he's still as hot as he used to be in terms of fans, right? But too many, for some reason, fans don't like winners for some reason. And if you win too much, they start to put you on this.
Fickle as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to be a little careful with that.
Fickle.
Then when I think about the fans, it's like Sami Zayn's first title shot on a major pay-per-view. Well, actually, no, he had a title shot against Roman at in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
But if he was to win it as a heel and not a face, for that first run, the sympathetic Sammy, that's interesting.
I want to, man. I wanted to win the championship. I just don't see it, man.
You don't see it?
I want him to win, man. I just don't see it.
You don't see it. You don't see it in his career, or just in this particular instance?
Just if anything, he'll probably get like an Intercontinental title again. I'll be very surprised if he gets the heavyweight championship, man. I don't know what it is with Sammy. I don't know, man. He's just been that wrestler that just stays there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's popular, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I respect him, but it's just, for some reason, it was just never enough. The popularity was never enough to get him in a championship vision. I don't know why.
Mm. What do you think about that? What do you think about that sentiment, Madison Jay? Is Sami Zayn Charles Barkley?
Man. It's funny because I saw something where they were talking about LA Knight the same way of like, bro, he's, at a ceiling. I think Sammy has that potential to do something. It's just a matter of, okay, I was thinking about this literally to make a point. Whose title reign do you sacrifice to have Sammy be champion? I mean, exactly. Obviously, it would be on that particular brand, but it's like, okay, because all right, mind you, the winner of these get the title shot at SummerSlam, correct?
Yeah, at their respective brand.
So mind you, it's mid-June now. SummerSlam is in August. Mm-hmm. Do you, because again, please, God, don't let this guy Goldberg win that belt. So, get your hands out of here, Jake Perry. So do you sacrifice a Gunther title reign to give Sammy the title? Do you sacrifice God, why can't I think who's champion on SmackDown? Cena. God, my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you
fucking ridiculous?
Shout out to RZA too. do you sacrifice obviously this I'll say generational John Cena because of, the heel turn? Do you sacrifice that to, so it's like, what title reign are you going to sacrifice to have one of, you know what I mean? So that's something I'm being conscious of as well. Cause I'm like, hell no, you're not good. It would be pointless to have somebody, to me, honestly, unless it goes to, unless it's a match of like, yo, this is a fucking classic and it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you sacrifice that run for Gunther? Because it's like he just got the title, so it's almost like a double whammy. Like you got a 50 to 60 day title run, mind you. Obviously, Gunther's defense would be a Goldberg, and then whatever they decide to do in between. Because after Night of Champions, what's the next pay-per-view? Got fellas, if you know.
I think there's a gap. I think there's a gap. I think there's a gap. I don't know if it. And okay, you know what? The next pay-per-view is Evolution.
Okay, so that's women's.
Yeah. And then they'll do.
Fudge.
So they got Saturday night's main event. They got NXT Great American Bash, and they got WWE Evolution.
Absolutely, you're right. VSOP. So SummerSlam. Okay, so mind you, outside of Gunther defending it via TV, via a Raw defense, do you sacrifice that run to have Sammy, win? Because I'm looking, okay, Saturday night main event. Yeah. July. Okay, actually, pardon self. You got, yeah. Saturday night main event. SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
So do you sacrifice, because I just think, again, you're going to get a lot of uproar because it would be like, what would be the point of damn, like you're doing too much hot potato?
Mm-hmm.
I thought about that. That's a great point. And I think the only way for it to not seem like a sacrifice, if we're talking about Gunther specifically, he beats Goldberg and beats him decisively.
Right.
Because that'll be a title defense that is very, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Prestigious, if you will, for lack of a better term. Right. So Sammy beats the guy who beat Goldberg.
God,
Still,
man, why did they do that?
But still a short run, right? I mean, a better story would be Sami Zayn winning King of the Ring while Jay's still champion.
See, right, that would make more sense.
Yeah,
that would make more sense.
Yeah. And keep in mind, all these are for just title. All this madness, all this deliberation we've done for however many minutes has been just for who gets a title shot.
Right, not even the title.
Right.
Yeah.
The shot.
They can go to SummerSlam and totally lose. And we have to remember that one little ace that's being hidden. His name is Seth Rollins, and he got a briefcase.
Yeah.
And he can fuck up this whole shit.
That's true.
He can fuck up this whole shit.
That's true.
All right, so two people are picking Sammy, one person is picking Cody, and then on the women, we're all picking Jade. Did we talk about who's going to win between Asuka and Alexa Bliss? I don't think we did because we just like, fuck it, Jay's going to win it.
No. I said, actually, no, hell no, we did. We just went straight. Jade's going to win.
But Jay, just hands down, shoo-in. All right, so is Asuka going to beat Alexa Bliss? Do you want to see Jade versus Alexa Bliss or Jade versus Asuka?
If I had to pick, I say Asuka.
Okay.
I'd rather see Jade.
But it's more than likely. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, bro. Go ahead.
Like I said, but it's more than likely going to be Jade versus Alexa.
I think that's a safe way to go.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because, and it's no knock to Jade. Her and Asuka don't really have a chemistry on paper to me. Great matchup in terms of like kind of the aesthetic, but I think you kind of save Asuka. I think you save Asuka for, and again, no knock to Jade, for a more technical worker.
Somebody who can keep up with Asuka.
Yeah.
They faced each other before when Bianca and Jay were going against the Kabuki Warriors. I don't even remember that backlash match they had or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. And they had a couple miscommunications in that match. Jay, so
yeah. So I just think, just to make sure that Jade shines, because like we said, I think Jade would be the winner. I think Alexa would be, again, she would be the safest person to give Jade to. At some point, maybe as she just, advances and, gets more, get the work rate higher and better.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, oh yeah, Asuka and Jade, that would be dope. And mind you, that's something that they could do it somewhere down the road, But I think Alexa pulls that out in order to face Jade.
All right. There we go. So now you have brought up something, talking about sacrificing titles. We'll ease into that for our next segment. Let me go ahead and get us back to fucking elbow just popped. I don't know if y'all heard that shit.
I heard that. My God.
Yeah.
My God. I thought that was a keyboard. I thought that was a keyboard. My God.
Yeah, it's been giving me problems.
Hey man.
This is what y'all got. This is what y'all got. Y'all get to look forward to when you get in your 40s. Shit happens. You go to the doctor and they're like, "I can't do nothing for you. That's just what it is."
You old.
Yeah.
Right now you're checking out VSOP.
Hip hop and wrestling.